Namaste, my name is Gayatri and it's time for another sweet treat cooking class. This one is vegan. We're making vegan fudge brownies today, and I'm not a vegan personally. I quite like my dairy products, but I tried the non-vegan way, the vegetarian way with the dairy products, and for some reason the vegan one is much better. It's sort of a denser and more fudgy. So yeah, with this one I would definitely go vegan. So we're going to start off with 2 cups of Choc chips. We bought them from Costco. Costco has big bags, quite a lot in them, for about $12. And we've melted a cup of butter, vegan butter. We use what's it called, Nutty. And this is what we turn. You mix it up really well, and look at that. Oh gosh, you could have a chocolate bath. So yep, we've got our chocolate and butter mixture. And I better move these so you can actually see. And we're going to mix in some cacao or cocoa powder. We've got 6 tablespoons here. And we also have 4 teaspoons of vanilla essence. I'm just going to mix that through really well, just so it goes nice and chocolatey, extra chocolatey. I think there'd be enough chocolate in there with the Choc chips, but no. This is a really very delicious recipe. I tested this all last week, and I came to a couple of conclusions. One is that it is much better the next day. I thought it was going to be heavenly if I served it out that night while it was still hot out of the oven. And it goes a bit crumbly. It's just a completely different texture to cake. So if you can, wait until the next day, and it's much better. It just goes thicker and denser, and it doesn't break apart so much. So we've got our chocolate mixture there. Okay, so we'll set that aside, and in another big bowl, we're going to add the sugar. We've got 2 cups. I'm using raw. Any sort of sugar is fine though. You could use coconut sugar, you could use brown sugar, you could use white sugar. And we're going to put the coconut yogurt, nice creamy coconut yogurt. Look at that. So 1.5 cups. And we have a 1/2 cup of coconut cream. So shake it up really well. Make sure you get the creamy part into the recipe. And we're just going to mix that in with the sugar. This will just melt the sugar down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set that aside while we mix up the flour mix. So here we have 2.5 cups of plain flour. You could use half wholemeal, half plain. You could maybe even use full wholemeal if you like. We've got a teaspoon of salt. And we have a teaspoon of bicarb soda or baking soda. So we'll mix that well. Okay, so now we're going to mix the chocolate mix into the sugar mix. So mix that in really well. And then we mix the flour mix in with the chocolate mix. Now you don't need to worry about mixing this. Sometimes with cakes you need to just fold it through gently so it doesn't become tough, but this is very fudgy, so it's not really going to matter too much. As long as the flour is all really well incorporated. So you would think this is just a chocolate sauce actually. It's a different consistency to a cake. Okay, so there you go. Nice chocolatey mix there. And we're going to pour this into our tray. So I'm using like probably a Lamington tin size here. So it makes plenty. This is actually a double mix. I always used to double the mix when I had my family at home. One mix was not enough. Okay. We just smooth that down. So now we're going to add the topping. You can use any nuts, mixed nuts, or pistachios are nice, but I love walnuts. Something about me and walnuts having a love affair. I don't know, it's just almost every recipe I do has walnuts in it for some reason. I do like walnuts though, obviously. So I hope the people who come to the mantra room do as well. I had one girl come along and she was allergic to walnuts. I can't imagine it. Fortunately, it's not a real common allergy. More peanut allergies, isn't it? Okay, so here we have, and I just press them in just slightly so they don't all just fall off the top. And there we have our brownie, and we're going to pop that in the oven now. A moderate oven, preheated to 180 for half an hour. Now, the first time I made this, I cooked it like a cake and did the test with the sharp knife and waited until the sharp knife came out clean. Don't do that. It overcooked it and it didn't work so well. We want it to be fudgy, so half an hour is all you need, even if it's still a little bit wobbly on top and the knife's not going to come out clean. So just do half an hour at a moderate oven. Then take it out and let it cool down overnight, especially. The next day it will be really amazing. So I'll pop this in the oven now and we'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so it's the next day. We have taken the cake out, or the brownies out of the oven after half an hour, and we've let it set overnight, and we've got this beautiful, very, very fudgy brownie. So I think if you didn't want it so fudgy, you could probably leave it for 35 minutes. So from my experience, 45 minutes is way too long. It goes more like a cake. It needs to be around about 30 to 35 minutes. So you can see here how fudgy it is. I'm just going to give it a try, and to me, it's perfect. It's very chocolatey, rich. The walnuts give it a nice crunch. That's how I like my brownies. So I suppose you just need to play around with it and just don't overcook it. That's the main thing. It's okay to undercook it, I think. So until next time, Haribol.